Okay, now we have the project 2. In project 2, as I said in the instructions, you should download those shape files and R scripts. Also, there's an Excel spreadsheet solver from the Blackboard course site. Okay, assume that you have done all that. Let's get to the basics. Let's go step by step. First, let's go to bring the shape files, the line files, and the point file into QGIS. Now I have brought in a VRP center and rows 2 county 2 session into QGIS. Let's first take a look at the attribute table from this point shapefile. Open this point shapefile attribute table. You can see that there are 4 fields. First is a variable called food home. So this is amount of food that the people consume at home. We assume that this is a variable that is represented, that is representing the amount of food that the people want to be delivered to their home. Okay. Next, you have 2 columns that give the coordinates and x and y. Then lastly, we have code. And here, these point data are those centroids of census tracts in the Madison and St. Clair county, 2 county area. So this we collected 48 census tract data, and these are real data. Therefore, we calculate the centroids of those census tract polygons, and that's where we got this point data. Now, this code, we use the code as a ID of different centroid, different point. In vehicle routing problem, you have 2 kinds of points. You have the delivery business locations. You have customer locations. When we work with Excel solver spreadsheet, we need to put the business location, we call them depot, ahead of all other consumer locations. So that is the requirement. So you can, depending upon what location you use as a business location, you need to recode the business location. For example, if actually the location number 7 is business location, you just have to recreate a code, create code 1, where in the code 1, number 7 become number 1, and all others recode their values. But here, for convenience, we just use number 1 as our location of depot, and all other locations as consumer locations. So this is for convenience. In real life, you may need to recode your ID so that the depot become the very first. So if you have more than 1 depot, and all depots have to be put ahead of all other points. Okay. So now we explained this data that we are going to use. Now with the point data and the line data, we're going to first generate edge list. Okay, edge list. So we have 48. We have 48 the points. So we're going to generate a 48 by 48 edge list, and from the edge list we generate origin, destination, distance matrix. Cool. So now let's go to QGIS network plugins. Okay, it's here. Okay. Open that. We have open the distance matrix. We're going to use OD matrix from points as table. Okay, and open up this window. Make sure that this is the OD matrix from points at the table N to N. Okay, so this is a 48 by 48 edge list. So wrote 2county2 session, this line file as a network layer. And the port layers are this VRP center. We use code as unique ID field. Okay. Then the optimization criteria is shortest path, and we run, and let it run. Okay. Okay. Now it's done. So let's close it. Take a look at the output OD matrix. Take a look at this OD matrix, and see we have enough number of rows. It's 48 by 48. Should have 2,304 edges, and we have enough edges, and we can just export this edge list. Okay, we export edge list go layer, save as. We save that as a CSV file. Save that as a comma separated value CSV file, and go to your site. Okay. We save that as edge list 48 because that involves 48 point edge list 48, and okay. And before we move on to deal with this edge list, let's do one more thing. We're going to save this VRP center as a Excel file too. Okay, let's select it. Go to layer, save as, again as a comma separated value, and we save that as a VRP center data. Okay, so VRP center data. So that's we will go, and okay. So now we're going to go to Excel to open up the edge list 48 to process it. Okay, open up edge list 48. Read only. Okay. So here is that edge list. So let's you look at the total cost column. You don't have a whole lot of repeated value and unreasonably repeated value. So that looks, there's enough variations. So that looks okay. So we're going to delete, as we usually do, delete entry cost, network cost, and exit cost column, and we change total cost to weight. Then we save this. Say it won't allow us to save in the same name for the file. Let's save that file as edge list 48 new. Okay, edge list 48 new. Okay, so now we are going to go to R.